Hi, we're live. I'm so excited. Make sure that you say hi to me in the chat or in the comments. I'm glad to see you guys. There's people already here. I'm Stephanie. We're going to talk today about 6 things that you can do today, like this week, actually, or like next week if you're watching live because it's already Saturday. But 6 things you can do next week to get your move abroad plan in place. 6 things you can do if you want to move out of the United States, or if you want to become an expat, if you want to move to another country. We're going to talk about 6 things you can do in one week, like this week, to do that. Okay. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Stephanie Perry. I'm a year-round house sitter. I'm house sitting in Mexico right now. I help Black women take a sabbatical to travel on a budget or move abroad. If that sounds interesting to you, make sure that you subscribe to this channel and hit notifications, ring that notification bell so that you'll be notified when I post a new video. Welcome. All right. So we're going to talk about 6 things that you can do. Hi, Kim. If you're here, say hey in the chat so I know that you're here. We're going to talk about 6 things that you can do, and I take some notes, okay? If you can, take a second, get yourself a piece of paper and a pen and take some notes because we're going to actually do these things. All right. Y'all know I'm not into talking just to talk. I'm not into you guys just watching my videos, right? I appreciate you watching my videos. Thank you. But what I want you to do is make progress towards the goal that you have for yourself, whatever that is. If that's moving abroad or taking a sabbatical or whatever, I want you to make progress towards those things. We're going to run through 6 things. I'm going to tell you right now what those 6 things are so you don't have to be in suspense. And then we're going to do them, okay? Together. Live. Live. Okay, number 1, set a clear goal. Okay, so let me start. These are things we can do this week to become an expat in 2021. Set a clear goal. Find community. Figure out your dollar figure. I should have worded that differently. Figure out your dollar figure, but it makes sense. Figure out the money. Do a skills inventory. Get a mentor or get help, right? And work on residency. Some of these sound really big and too much to do in a week. Okay, but we're going to break them down and I'm going to tell you exactly how to do them. Some of them we're going to do right now. Okay. Thank you guys for saying hi in the chat and for being vocal. Hi, Duala, Ms. Hurricane, who is Katrina. Hi, Wandering Teacher. Hello. And I already said hi to you, Kim, but hey, Kim. All right. Hi, Tori. I hope that you're ready. Okay. I hope you're ready. I'm not kidding. Get a piece of paper and a pen or take notes on your phone or whatever. Okay. Because we're going to do all of this together. We made it through 2020. Almost. We're so close. We made it through 2020. 2021 is going to be up in the air, right? We don't know. Are we going to start off strong? Are we going to, need to like start off a little slow and pick up steam? We don't know. What we do know is that we can still take a big goal that we have for ourselves and we can still achieve that goal, even in difficult times. I want to share this with you. I did a vision board video. I think I did 2 vision board videos in 2020 because the first one totally made no sense after COVID-19, right? So I did a second vision board. I put on the vision board things like I wanted to have a month where I made $10,000 in my business. Seems impossible because I talk about travel, right? And people weren't traveling and people were planning sabbaticals, but weren't taking sabbaticals. But I did have a month where I made more than $10,000. So trying times are not, how do I want to say it? Trying times aren't the end all. It's not the end. It's not a stop sign, right? It's just you're going to have to adjust course. Same thing with a move abroad plan. You're going to have to adjust course no matter what, no matter how perfect conditions are out there, you're going to have to adjust for things, right? So we're going to talk about that today. Okay. So hi. Okay, so I'm glad you guys are saying something in the chat. Thank you. Hi, MJ, Dina or Dinah. Hi, DMAT219. Hi, Janice. Okay, number 1, we're going to set a clear goal. Okay, so we're going to set a clear goal towards your move abroad plan or your sabbatical plan for 2021. Okay, you cannot achieve a goal. Hi, Tish. You cannot achieve a goal until you set a goal. Right? You can't get what you want until you know what you want. I know that. I know that. I was out here I'm in Mexico house sitting in Lake Chapala. I was house sitting here in Lake Chapala last year in October at a different house, but in the same town. Last year in October, no, it was 2 years ago, 2018. For the very first time in my whole life, I saw a shooting star. I was outside. I was taking the dogs on their last potty break for the night, and I saw a shooting star. I swear, first time I've ever seen one. If I have seen one, it was so long ago, I can't remember. I'm 46. Who knows? But I think it was the first time, and I couldn't make a wish. I said out loud to the dogs, "It's a shooting star. I got to make a wish." And I couldn't get any words out of my mouth. I couldn't get anything that I wanted to come out of my mouth. I couldn't say what I wanted. I wanted and still want a lot of things. I just told you I wanted a $10,000 month in my business. I want a lot of things. I've shared a lot of stuff. I want a family. I want, small things. I want big things. I want someone to dye my hair for me. I want a lot of things. I couldn't say one thing out loud. I made it that day. Like that really struck me. That day I made a change, right? I'm like, I am going to get clear on what I want. I'm going to write down what I want. I'm going to say what I want. So from then on, I've been doing it. But you can't get what you want without saying it. Okay, so we're going to write out our 2021 goal regarding travel or sabbatical or move abroad. And you could put it in the chat. If you don't want to put it in the chat, write it down in your notebook and tell us that you wrote it down in the chat. Okay. If you're watching the replay, put it in the comments. Okay. So my 2021 travel goal, it's not really an expat goal for me because I don't want to move any place. I want to keep being a digital nomad, which is what they would call me. I want to keep being a digital nomad. I want to keep house sitting in 2021, but I want to eat. I want to pay for my food and my living arrangements from money that I make as a writer, as opposed to money that I make from Vicarious, my travel business, right? I have written no book yet. I have published no book yet. I have zero writer income. Okay. So this is a big goal. This is a big goal. By the end of 2021, I want to be fully supported from writing. Okay. I'm writing that down. So here's my goal. So you're going to write yours down. Don't leave me out here alone. Okay. Support. And we're going to say it I'm not like a manifestation teacher. Okay. Or an affirmations person, like pro. I'm just going to tell you, we're going to write it in the positive, not negative. So we're not going to say, I don't want this. We're going to say, here's what I do want. And we're going to write it as though it is. In 2021, so I'm going to change that. In 2021, I support my digital nomad lifestyle through writing. I should have written this out beforehand. Through my writing. In 2021, I support my digital nomad lifestyle through my writing. Okay, I see you guys writing them down now. If it's going to take you a minute, take a minute, right? But really, seriously, write it down. I'm not kidding. We're not going to move on until I get more people answering this. Hi, AZ. AZ's manifest what you desire. It's real. It's real. It's real. Like I really don't. I think about any goal that you've achieved without actually having the goal, right? It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. You have to know what that goal is. You have to be clear about it. And I think you need to be able to say it. There's a difference between keeping it to yourself and being able to say it. If you don't feel like this is a safe space, write it down, find somebody and say it to them. Angelic Beauty Products. Hi, TD McLean, quit my job. There you go. TD McLean, 2021. TD McLean, I'm sorry, I don't know if you're sheer. TD McLean, they are going to quit their job in 2021. The real Nicole wrote hers down. Thank you, Nicole. Travel more with my family. This is DMAT 219. Travel more with my family, support my family with my current side hustle, and leave my job. Fantastic. The Wandering Teacher 2021 expat goal, travel starting 2021 and start a business that will make $5,000 a month. Wonderful. I'm sorry, I can't do the text on the screen today because I'm not on Ecamm. I'm on regular YouTube streaming live because I was instructed last week by Keisha and Duala, I believe, to enable super chat. So I've enabled super chat, but I can't, that means I can't put text on the screen. I don't know how to do both things. So I can't put your comments on the screen like I normally would, but I'm reading them. Tori, pay down some debt, travel more, and grow my business. Tori, let's put a dollar figure, even if it's just in your writing on your notebook. Put down a dollar figure that you're going to pay down in 2021. Let's be more specific and grow your business. Give us a business goal, okay? Like my business goal would be, so even though I said support myself from writing, I should have put a dollar figure on it. I'm a house sitter. $1,200 a month is plenty of money for me. So I'm going to say 2021, I earned $1,200 per month. Okay, so that's a more specific goal. Okay, so that's how we're going to do it. Dina or Dinah, 2021, support myself through additional income outside of retirement income. Yes. Through gifts of writing and teaching. Yes. Mainly travel to Mexico and eat good food. Yes, yes, and yes. As a person who is in Mexico right now, eating good food, I think that's a wonderful goal for this for 2021. Soprano musings abroad, making freelance my #1 priority. Okay, so done with working for others and being micromanaged. Soprano musings is niece, who I believe you just left Poland. Is that right? Which is where I'm dying to get to. Not dying to get to, like really want to get to. Better language in 2021. Angelic Beauty Products, do more research about single parents traveling abroad. Stick around for this, okay? Please stay, because in about 10 minutes, I'm going to have some support for you, okay? Stay. Okay, so it's scrolling. Thank you, guys. AZ, start my sabbatical in 2021, ensure my mental health takes a priority. Fantastic. I also agree, not only is it important to be able to say your goal, it's also important to have someone who is like your support. We are each other's support in this today, right? If you don't want to hear someone quote the Bible, mute me for like 15 seconds. Okay, it'll be quick. But Matthew something, the New Testament anyway, in Matthew, where 2 or 3, I'm gonna pull it up because I keep it up on my screen. Hold on, I said 15 seconds, but it's gonna be longer than 15 seconds. Matthew, the Message translation of the Bible says, take this seriously. A yes on earth is a yes in heaven. A no on earth is a no in heaven. What you say to one another is eternal. I mean this. That's what they say. What you say to one another is eternal. I mean this. When 2 of you get together on anything at all on earth and make a prayer of it, my Father in heaven goes into action. So here we are, 2 or 3 plus some together, making a plan, making a prayer. It's put into action. So that's us together. This is what we're doing today. Okay, I've lost where I'm supposed to be reading y'all's goals, but thank you for writing them down. Write them down here. Make sure you have them somewhere that you can keep them too. Make sure you have them on your notebook or your piece of paper. Where was I? Millie, convince my company to let me work from Mexico. Fantastic. It's up to you. Hey, quit my current full-time job, pay off my credit card debt. Good. Royal Couture says, love your hair. Thank you. I put in some mini twists a while ago. I've been putting these mini twists in for so long and they're not done. That's why I have a bun, but they're mostly done. Find a new location, independent career, Francis. I think I'm gonna help you with that, Francis. Yeah, because Francis and we're going to be working together on something secretive that was announced that I can't tell everyone else, but it was announced in the Exodus Summit Facebook group. I will move out of my apartment and start traveling. Good, Beverly. In 2021, I will earn $2 a month through freelancing. That's $2K. She wrote $2. Rewrite that with the $2K or whatever you meant to write, niece. Fix it. Seriously, write it again with the right thing because you wrote $2. And you it'll be like, I appreciate the $2, but I really need to eat. Duala had to get out of bed and get your notepad. Get your notepad. Yes, yes, girl, get your notepad. I'm a teacher in the US, single parent, teach abroad, single parent. Yes, okay. Yeah, stick around. Like I said, stick around. Dinah, I would love to house sit. I know someone who can help you with that, ma'am. I've done so for 2 friends and didn't realize income can come from it. All right. I support my digital note. Kim, sorry, Kim. I'm gonna do that every time. I'm sorry, Kim. You said it was okay. I support my digital nomad lifestyle by vlogging and blogging. Boom. Starting living in Lake Chapala, Mexico, earning 5,000 US dollars remotely minimum. Perfect. All right. Okay, thank you guys. Okay, thank you for writing down our goal. All right, so you've written down your goal. I told you that it's important to find, that was number one. I told you it's important to find community, find someone that you can share this with and who can walk alongside you, right? They don't have to have the same goal, but they have to be a support system. Okay, so step number one. Okay, Eve, I'm not moving on without you, Eve. Eve, in 2021, I'll be moving abroad online, successfully becoming a millionaire and helping the less fortunate. Eve, boom, got it. Okay, so we've set our goals, clear goals, right? Not some vague goal. Travel more is a good goal, but I think it's too broad. If you really want to live outside of the United States, say, I will be an expat in 2021. If you want to take a sabbatical, say, I will take a sabbatical. If you really mean that you want to take more vacation time, use all of your vacation time in 2021, say that. Travel more is a little too general, okay? But that is step one. Set a clear goal, because nothing happens until you've done that. So thank you for doing that with us. Step two, find a community. Find a community of people who will support you. That community can be 3 people, it can be 3,000 people, but find a community of people. Most of you, I think, are already a part of the community that I have formed with Rashida Dow from Sheeta's on the Loose. We created Exodus Summit, and it's still a Facebook group full of Black women who are planning their sabbatical or their expat life. It's a wonderful community, if I may say, and some of y'all are already in Exodus Summit. Some of you are already there. It's a wonderful place where you don't have to worry about trying to explain things to people about why you want to make this change. That's the biggest thing I think that happens when people decide, you know what, I want to take a sabbatical. You know what, I want to move out of the country. You feel like you have to explain to people why. And you have to explain to them, it's okay, I'm safe and all of that. Well, this is a group where people already know that. You don't have to explain why you want to live out your dreams. It's a group of people who are living out their dreams. Frances is in the group. She says, yes, it is. She can attest to how wonderful it is. I'm going to open up a browser right now. I'm going to join another group because I'm already in Exodus Summit group, of course, because it's my group. Okay, so we're going to each open up a browser. If you're not a Black woman, okay, so let me give you a couple more groups. Expat Divas is also a group for Black women travelers. So I'm going to put that link. Francesca is the host of that group. She's amazing. She lives in Rwanda now. She's from, I don't even know where in the US she's from, honestly, but when I heard about her, she was living in Andorra, the country that I didn't know was a country. Now she's in Rwanda. Expat Divas is a great group. I'm going to give you 2 groups called Blacksit Tribe and Blacksit Global. If you're a Black man and you're upset that I'm giving you groups for women only, this is for you, okay? So these are groups for Black people. All right, okay, so open up another browser, join one of those, like not kidding, pick one. Exodus Summit and Francesca's group Expat Divas are for Black women travelers. You can join both of them, hit the request for both of them. And then the 2 Blacksit groups are for Black travelers in general who are ready to leave the United States and become expats. Okay. If these groups don't sound good to you or you want some more suggestions, open up your browser, go to Facebook, and then just type in expats and the name of the city you want to go to. Right. So I would type in expats Lisbon because y'all know I want to go to Portugal, and I'm gonna do it now. Okay. So you do it. I'll do it while we do it. I can't share my screen with you to show you, but you can hear me typing. So we're going to go to Facebook and we're going to find a group. So I'm going to put in expats. I'm going to type in Black expats Lisbon, BON. And groups. Then I'm going to click on groups because I only want the groups. All right. Lisbon expats and locals, international friends, Black expats all over the world, American expats in Portugal. Let's see, Black people in Guadalajara. So I'm just going to join Black people in Guadalajara, even though it's not the city I told you. I need a house sit. I don't need, but I would like to get a house sit for January. So I'm gonna join that group because I'm gonna go in there and tell them that I want a house sit. Do I identify as Black? Yes. Do you live or plan to move to Guadalajara? Yes. What do you hope to get out of this group? I want to make local, not local. I want to meet other expats in Guadalajara and share my helpful info. Okay, submit. Okay. Anybody join a group just now or request to join a group just now? Most of them you have to request. Don't get quiet. So type the city you want to go to and expats or Black expats, or you can type in brothers and sisters of. Join today. Request to join a group today. If you've just requested to join Exodus Summit, as soon as we're done, I will go in and I will approve you. Okay. What you need, the reason that you need a community, and if you've ever heard a video of mine, you know this. The reason that you need a community is that you just don't know how possible things are for you until you see someone else doing it. You need somebody who's already doing it to help encourage you when you're going against the grain. And I would say something like this is going against the grain. Also, it's just fun. It's just fun to meet other people who are like-minded and who are doing stuff, you know. They have great ideas. They have great time-saving and money-saving tips. They have great ideas for like just places to go that you would never have thought of going. So do it. Okay, Duala says she's already in most of these groups. Kim says Blacksit is bomb. Now, there are two Blacksit groups. You can join both. Blacksit Global is Krishan, who has a podcast called Blacksit Global. She's the admin for the group. Blacksit Tribe is Nubia and Nikki Faye, both of whom were participants in Exodus Summit, in the Africa, living in Africa, and the living in Latin America panels, respectively. So some of y'all are like familiar with these ladies already. And Nubia has a podcast as well called Chronicles Abroad about Black and brown women travelers. So some of you are familiar with these people already. Okay. All right. So nobody, I don't think anybody opened up a browser tab and joined a group. Are you doing it? I'm not kidding. I cannot tell you enough how important it is. Okay. So I just see, I did get a pop-up on Facebook. 1, 2, 3. I have 3 of you who did just request to join Exodus Summit. So thank you. I think I can approve you right now if you can bear with me for 10 seconds. But I'm not kidding. Find a group. Just put in the city that you want. You don't have to be 100% certain that you're going to this city, right? Let me tell you that. This is not about it's not going to be set in stone, right? You can go to whatever city you want, but get something. Tish, find Tish is already a member of all of them. Okay. It's true. I think you are, Tish. Okay. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you, Jessica. She just joined Expats in Grenada. Wonderful. Okay. Most of these seem to be for US people. They are for people who, I would say they're for people from English speaking countries who look to move abroad. That's what I would say they're for. Yeah. So when you're talking about certain things are going to be US only, but not most, right? So like passport and visa information is going to be specific to people with a US passport, but everything else is applicable to you. If you're from a native English speaking country, you will probably get amazing information in these groups. So don't count them out. Now, you may find it better to look up. So if you're British, you may want to look up British expats in whatever, or what, if that's more helpful to you, but find a community. And again, these groups they're not even Exodus Summit. So Exodus Summit does talk a little bit about like visa stuff and passport stuff, but 90% of the good information that you get in our group does not pertain only to Americans. Okay. Thank you, MJ. I just put you in. All right. So we've set our goal. We've started to join a community. So what you're going to do when you get in this community, all of these communities do a welcome post. Exodus Summit does theirs on Sundays, but everyone does one sometime. When they do a welcome post and they tag you in that post, do what they tell you. Either leave a comment or start a new, create your own post, whatever they tell you to do, and just introduce yourself. Say something about you. Right? If you're there for help on a specific thing, say it, right? So I'm sorry, I don't know your name, but your angelic beauty products. So you would say, hi, this is my name, and I'm a single parent, and I'm looking for information about moving abroad with children ages blank and blank, right? People are in these groups to help one another. They're sharing information freely. Take advantage of it. Use that. Use it and reciprocate. MJ wants to go to Belize. So look up Expats Belize. If it's not on Facebook, just Google it, right? But look it up. Expats in Belize. You can do Black expats in Belize and expats in Belize and see what's there. There are multiple groups, I'm sure, for most places. And so sometimes you'll want to join a couple different groups and just see what the vibe is, because different groups have different feels to them. So see which ones appeal to you. It's okay. And then you can just get out of the ones you don't want to be in. Here for Lake Chapala, I'm in 3 different groups, right? I'm in Sisters Lake Chapala, and then I'm in 2, like something about gringos and something about Lakeside something. I'm in 3 of those. Sisters Lake Chapala is the one that I do, most interaction with. But I'm in the others because sometimes you need help with something, and you need to go to a group of people and ask them, and those groups are bigger. All right. Okay, I see a couple of you saying that you just did. Okay, so that's good. So we're okay. So step 1 done. Step 2 mostly done. You're going to finish step 2 later once they do the welcome post, or some of them will just tell you to do it on your own when you get in. You're going to introduce yourself, and you're going to give a piece of information or ask a question so that you can get the ball rolling, right? Don't just be in the group, use the group, and you're going to do your welcome post to do that. Eve says, if you want, I can come to Lake Chapala and dye your hair in exchange for some online knowledge. I put locks in my van life influencer's hair for summer. I said I want somebody to dye my hair, but I'm only partially convinced. I need to be sure. I don't want to dye my hair and then have to go through the process of growing out the dye when I'm over it. So I need to commit. I 10% want to cut it, 40% want to dye it. So I don't know what's going to happen. So I don't want Eve. Don't be mad at me if I change my mind. Come on down, but don't be mad if I'm like, Okay. Expat groups have been around for a long time. Often files can save you so much time and money. Absolutely. Absolutely. They're a gold mine, and they're free. This internet is free. I don't know about the Gringos one. Can I post the information? I'll look it up. It's just called Gringos Ahihik, I'm pretty sure. I'll look it up though. Francis says, embrace the gray. Mostly I do, but when I go through times when I'm over it, I'm like, I'm over it. It's so gray. So I don't know. Like part of me wants to, and part of me is not ready. Like I'm torn. I guess I'm ready because I've already embraced the gray. Like I've already I have not embraced the gray. I've already gone gray, but I have not embraced it is the thing. All right, y'all, don't gang up on me. This is a safe place. I'm telling you what's in my heart. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm in Sisters Lake Chapala, Sistahs, Sisters Lake Chapala. I'm in Gringos Ahihik, and something about Lakeside. Dwala, I'm feeling the hair struggle. Want to get braided before I go. Yeah. Everybody wants to change. That's the thing about hair. No matter what it is, you want to change. All right, hold on, guys. Hold on, friends. All right, so Sisters Lake Chapala. So, they're going to ask you if you're in or coming to Lake Chapala. So don't join the group just because I said the name. Join it if you're really interested in Lake Chapala. If you've seen Queen's video that I interviewed Queen in the group, if you see Queen's video and you want to, and that's made you want to come, then I'll drop the link. Okay, so it's that's it. Facebook group stock. I don't know. Facebook, you'll see it. SISTAH''S. Sisters Lake Chapala. Yeah, Angel, she said I should start a group on Discord. A lot of people want Facebook. I know. I thought about finding a way. So Discord isn't one that I thought of, but I thought about finding a way to create a group offline, off of Facebook. Just haven't done it yet. You know, it's just so convenient. Facebook is just so convenient. All right. Yeah, I can use temporary hair paint. Yeah, I don't want messy. I know I have a lot of what I don't want, right? I don't want anything too messy. I'm a house sitter and I can't like make a mess in people's houses. Okay. Okay, back on track. All right, so we have set our goal. We have started on finding a community. Okay, number 3. This is not one that we're going to be able to finish during this live stream, but we are going to find our dollar figure. Okay, we're going to find the dollar figure that can get us out the door. This is something you can do in a week. Sounds hard, but you can do this in a week because everything can be changed, right? Like I'm saying, nothing is set in stone, but you need to have an idea of how much you're going to need to make everything else start to shift into gear, right? For the plan to fall into place. Okay. So how do you find your dollar figure? It depends. So we have a couple of different things going on here on our live stream today. We have people who want to take a sabbatical. I think that's harder to find a dollar figure, actually, because you're probably wanting to go to a few different countries. And we have people who want to move abroad. Last week, I told you about the Work From Anywhere toolkit, which is exodussummit.com/toolkit. Okay, so this is the Work From Anywhere toolkit, which has links to resources that I love to use to research what places cost. What is the cost of living in this place? The Earth Awaits, Nomad List, Numbeo. Okay, they're linked in that toolkit. This is going to take you from a couple of hours to a couple of days of like just scrolling around places. You are just going to find places that you're going to start with something that seems interesting to you. Maybe you start with my list of 50 cities where you can Airbnb for $500 a month. Maybe that's your starting point. If you're if you're looking to travel on a budget or move someplace that is budget friendly, that list is in the toolkit, right? It's a list of 50 cities where you can Airbnb for $500 a month. So maybe you start with that list and you just look at places that sound interesting to you. Think places you've heard good things about. Maybe you watch YouTube videos. I have a video on countries where Black travelers feel welcome. Maybe you start there. But you just look on these resources, the Earth Awaits, Nomad List, Numbeo. Sorry, I'm pet sitting. And you find out what it's going to cost you in that place for a month or for a year. Remember that the information on those sites is self-reported by other travelers, and everything can be done for less than they say, right? So it'll say like, it might say Guadalajara, you can stay in Guadalajara in an Airbnb for $1,100 a month, right? Well, that's what these are people who are working full time and are digital nomads and, have full-time employment. But you believe me, you can stay in a decent place in Guadalajara for less than $1,100 a month. So you have to take it with a grain of salt. Remember that these numbers are reported by people who are traveling there short term, and they're probably not super budget conscious. Okay, so look around, like seriously, spend a few days looking around at what places cost. You're going to need to figure out your monthly requirement. What is your dollar figure? Figure out your dollar figure for a month. Even if you're just guessing with the food, because a lot of places, $20 a day is more than enough. In Mexico, $10 a day is enough for food. So you might be just guessing on the food, but look at accommodation. Transportation, if you think you're going to be like taking metro a lot, if you're in a major city and you're going to need metro all the time, or if you're you're going to Uber all the time, look at transportation. Accommodation, transportation, you're going to need some travel medical insurance, which is usually an annual or a monthly premium. And then the rest of the stuff, you can just kind of plug in a number that you think is right. Also remember that you can do something like house sitting, which is going to totally, make things a lot less expensive. But you need to figure out what a dollar figure is. Before next week is over, find your dollar figure. Okay. Now, like I said, it's easier if you're talking about moving abroad. That's a flat figure. If you're talking about taking a sabbatical and moving from place to place, it's not impossible to figure out, because I did it and I nailed it. I nailed my dollar figure. But you need to take region to region. You need to look at places from region to region to figure out what it's going to cost you. Southeast Asia is a place where you can go super inexpensively. But if then you're talking about going to Europe, some of the expensive parts of Europe, that month, things are going to be a lot more expensive for you. So you don't need to nail down your itinerary this week. Absolutely not. But in a week. But what you need to do is come up with a rough estimate of what things are going to cost you. Okay. Anybody have questions about that, about the idea of coming up with your dollar figure? Do that in a week, right? Everything can be changed. Don't get nervous about it being set in stone, but figure out your dollar figure. It's really hard to move forward with a sabbatical or with a move abroad if you have no idea how much money you're going to need to bring in every month, or how much money you're going to need to save before you can get out the door. It's really hard. I don't know anybody who's done it. You got to figure out your dollar figure, and you can do that in a week and be done with it and move on. Let's see. Dwala, I did this step a few months ago, ready to go. Yes. What's the 500? Okay. So if you go to exodussummit.com/toolkit, you'll see the 500. It's called 50 cities where you can Airbnb for $500 a month. So so click on the link to that toolkit. If you already have the toolkit, if you've already downloaded it, the link is on the toolkit. Okay, so go to exodussummit.com/toolkit and you'll see 50 cities where you can Airbnb for $500 a month. Okay, Ingrid, I called you last week. I called you Hadassah, Ingrid, but I think you're Ingrid. I should call you Ingrid, right? I'd like info about paying U.S. taxes once you move abroad. That's good. Let me get somebody to talk about that. I don't have any information. When you're, you know what? I don't even want to tell you, because I'm not going to get it right. When you're spending more than 300 days out of the U.S., I'm not going to get it right. It's something like that. If you're out of the U.S. for more than 300 days or something, your tax minimum thing is the minimum threshold of income you need to make to pay taxes in the U.S. is raised. I use TurboTax. I never have to figure it out on my own. So I'm sorry, but we can get somebody in here to talk about it. Yes. Also, you can ask that question in a group and you may find someone who's very in the know. You may also find a bunch of people who are guessing at things, but you may find a tax expert in there in the group that you've just joined, I hope. Any group, right? I'm not talking about only joining my group. I'm talking about any group. Just about anywhere in Mexico is $500 or less. Well, and there are a lot of cities in Mexico on the list. It's true. But there are a lot of places in Mexico where you can ball out. There are a lot of not budget-friendly places. Playa del Carmen, I would say, is probably not budget-friendly. There are some ball-out locations. And even here in Lake Chapala, really expensive places, some really fabulous Airbnbs. For this to not be a beach area and not be a city, there are some amazing places. Let's see. Oh, hi, the Murray's Way. Hello. Hey, family. I'm in Lake Chapala, Mexico, house sitting. This is my December house sit. This is my second year house sitting for the same client. I was here all of December of 2019, and I'm here all of December 2020. It is, I think the high was 73 degrees today. I'm in the shade, so I do feel a little chilly. The housekeeper came today, and she was like, "Are you cold?" I say frío, whatever. I don't know. She speaks Spanish. I speak English. We still communicate. She was like, "Are you cold?" Because I was wrapped up. When she came in, I was wrapped up in my shawl. It's wonderful. This is a place that's really good for retirees and for older people. Not a lot of fun stuff, in my opinion. But if you're older than me, you love it. My mom loves it here. All right. I have the toolkit. Okay, good. Then you have that. If you can open it back up, you'll see it. You'll see the 50 cities. Okay. I think that's a great starting point for somebody like me who is super budget conscious. I've gotten that wrong every time today. So yes, Dinah, you are taxed in the US after you hit a certain threshold. It's pretty high, but I don't know what it is. I'm sorry, I don't. You can Google that and we'll bring somebody on. I'm not kidding. We'll have somebody to talk about that and it won't be long. I couldn't find anyone for Exodus Summit to talk about it, but I'm not going to give up because it's important. We need to know. I just let TurboTax tell me what's what. But there is a dollar threshold that's higher if you're out of the US than if you're in the US. All right. Yes, angelic beauty products. So we're doing in our group, or not in our group, but Rashida and I are doing workshops on getting residency abroad and teaching English abroad and teaching English online. Those workshops are, the price went up. So where early bird pricing is over. Those workshops are now $39 per session. Now we're giving one away tomorrow. I don't know if I should tell y'all that, but if you have joined Exodus Summit Facebook group, we go live tomorrow and we're giving away a workshop tomorrow. But yes, there's a fee for those workshops because these are not like, here are 4 countries where you can get residency. These workshops are country specific. We have a person from the country coming in to talk about the process and which visa will actually work better for you because they have different visas. There are retirement visas, which doesn't mean your retirement age. It just means that you have a pot of money. Usually a retirement visa means I have a stack of cash or I have X amount of like reliable monthly income. So that there are those kind of visas. There are digital nomad visas. Like, hey, I can work from anywhere. Let me into your country for a while. I'm not going to take a job from a local. So yes, there's a fee for those workshops. I just linked to the getting residency workshops in the chat. You can register for the workshops at exodussummit.com/workshops. And we are giving one away tomorrow. Nobody have not announced that yet. I'm sorry. But if you're getting our emails, open our email tomorrow so you'll get more information. Or just, and if you've joined the group, make sure that make sure you have notifications on so you know when we go live, when we'll be giving that away. Dinah. I'm just going to say Dinah every time until I know. I'm a young retiree at 50. Yes, congratulations. I was going to say me too. I'm technically not retired because I still have to work to make money, but I feel retired. I feel retired. When people would come over to my parents' house, I stay with my parents when I'm not house sitting. And my brother came over one time, like, y'all just sitting here at the kitchen table, 11 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, we retired. Me and my mom and my dad, we are retired. All right. So there's a little discussion about teaching travel each month and then return. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm reading the question wrong. So you're talking to the wandering teacher. Yeah. Hi, Janella. Good. AZ, I'm looking forward to the workshops. Good. Dinah. All right. Got it. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. All right. Workshops are open to anyone. So if you know some friends who are interested in getting residency in France, Portugal, Mexico, Costa Rica, honestly, y'all, Cayman Islands may or may not happen. We haven't had registrations for the Cayman Islands like that. So that session may or may not happen. If you're interested in teaching English online as a way to live wherever, if you're interested in teaching English abroad, register. Boom. exodussummit.com/workshops. I'm excited. This is going to get people out the door instead of just thinking about it, dreaming about it. This is going to get people planning it, doing it. All right. So we talked about finding your dollar figure. Anyone have any questions about how to figure out where to go to figure out the dollar figure and what things you need to factor in? You need to factor in accommodation. You need to factor in food, which is, like a guessing game, basically, like seriously. In most of the world, probably $40 a day or less. That's not super helpful, but in Mexico, I'm spending about $10 a day. In Southeast Asia, I spent $10-ish a day. In a lot of Europe, it was closer to $30 a day. I don't know, just pick a number. Accommodation, food, transportation, and then your travel medical insurance. There's some links to that in the toolkit as well. That's usually an annual policy, which covers you in the event that you need to be medically evacuated. It's crucial. So Kim, yes, okay. So Kim, the Earth Awaits is my favorite tool now. So Nomad List used to be my favorite tool, but it's now pay only. I paid. I like it that much. I've paid for Nomad List. It's still my favorite, but to recommend to someone else, I would say the Earth Awaits and Numbeo, Numbeo. And again, those are in the toolkit. Work from Anywhere toolkit, ExodusSummit.com/toolkit. Can you drive your own car into Mexico? You can. The problem is that getting registration in Mexico is really expensive for cars driven in from the US or brought in, no matter how it got here. Cars from the US. Registration is exorbitant, right? And so most people do not. Most people, if you're going to live here, most people just buy a car here from another expat who's leaving, or from, yeah, it's exorbitant. Yes, expensivo. So I don't know anyone who does it. It's that expensive to register your car in Mexico. Okay. Now, if you're talking about coming for a month, yes, people drive in. Absolutely, you can drive in. I've never driven in, but I have crossed the border on my 2 feet, and it's an easy process. I can't imagine it's that much harder for a car. That is another question that in our group or in a group, people can give you more specific information. So if you joined an Expats in whatever town in Mexico, Expats in Mexico City, or Black in Tulum, if you joined a group like that, you would get the lowdown. Okay. You're welcome, Dinah. Okay, next step. So we have set a clear goal. We have started the process of finding our community of people. We know how to come up with our dollar figure, right? Once you know a dollar figure on what it's going to cost you, you then need to figure out how to come up with those dollars, right? Pretty simple. If you have a pot of cash and you don't need to figure out a way to make any new money to live, skip this step. Congratulations. Share with us how it's done. Rashida, who is Sheeta's on the Loose on YouTube, has an amazing couple of videos, a series of videos on how she retired at 39, right? How she retired at 39 through home real estate investments and through frugal living. And well, not frugal. She definitely wasn't living frugal, but some, like in between frugal and not frugal. Real estate and good like stock options or whatever from her corporate employers. So if you don't need this step, congratulations, skip this step. Okay. For the rest of us, we need to figure out how we're going to get this money, right? We know, like I know as a house sitter, that $1,200 a month takes me around most of the world, most of the places that I want to go. So we got to figure out how to get this $1,200 a month. All right. It's called staying on budget. Thank you, DC Kitty. Thank you. She did that, right? She did that. And I talked on this channel, we talked to Kenya, financial coach Kenya Imani, specifically about that. I think I called the video getting financially ready to go. I don't think that's what it's called. It's called I don't know. You can look up Kenya Imani, financial coach Kenya Imani, and you'll find that video. She breaks down the budgeting process, what things you need to look at in your budget to find some money. Okay. Which I did. I saved $14,000 to travel for a year on my savings. I was a hospital pharmacy technician. I made $20 an hour. And I saved $14,000 in 15 months to travel through budgeting, right? Nothing sexy, nothing new. I didn't invest in Bitcoin. It was just budgeting. What Kenya talks about in that video, I did that in 2015 and I traveled for a full year until I had to come back with $36 in my account. Okay. That's before I started house sitting. So, okay, so we need to come up with this money. We need to do a skills inventory. If you're talking about if you're talking about moving abroad, full time, long term, like living somewhere else, it's not advisable that you look for a job in that country, especially if you're talking about going to a country with a lower cost of living. D. Watkins, trading stock options is very lucrative. I'm retired, but trade long term now. So y'all, if you want info on trading stock options, you need to talk to her. What was I saying? So if you want to go somewhere, you need to come up with the money. Yeah. Okay. So when I came back and I was like, I need to travel long term, I've used all this money. I found house sitting as a way to travel long term on a lot less money. And then I had to figure out what else can I do to make money so that I can eat, right? Because free accommodation is free accommodation. I still got to eat food. And so I took an inventory of the things that I could do for cash online. We just talked about all 10 and a half ways that I make money online in our video last week, in our live stream last week. Teaching English online, which is what we're going to be talking about in one of our workshops, is the most popular way, I would say, for like digital nomads and expats who don't want to have to start like their own business. They just want to find a job and do it. Teaching English online is popular. Remote work. Some of you are already doing the job that's going to take you out of the country. In the Work From Anywhere toolkit, you'll find links to my favorite remote work resources, right? So it may be working remotely, doing the thing that you already know how to do. It may mean getting a new skill set. Okay. But we need to do a skills inventory to figure that out. If you already have a side hustle, if you're already doing something on the side online, is this something that you can ramp up to support your expat life? Okay. So I would say start there. If you have a job that you could do remotely, will your employer let you leave the country? For insurance and tax purposes, maybe not, but maybe. You don't know until you ask. You need to dig into that employee handbook and find out. So, I'm sorry. I got to stop. Okay, so I was on a roll, but I got to stop. AZ, so I'm doing next Saturday, we're talking about YouTube for coaches. So I don't know. I see you saying a YouTube channel. And Dinah, something about a YouTube channel. So we're next week, how to find coaching clients on YouTube. Okay. Because the business that I have, Vicarious, all of my clients come from YouTube. Right. All of the money that I make, I get them from my YouTube channel, which is a year and a half old. Right. On top of that, I get YouTube not affiliate money. I get YouTube ad revenue. So, and super chat money. You guys, I was instructed to turn on super chat. I did turn on super chat, so that's there as well. But that YouTube ad money is not the way to make money on YouTube. It's getting clients from YouTube off onto your business. We're talking about that next Saturday, January 2nd. Okay. Anybody here want to share a skill that they have that they can do from anywhere? Okay. Spoiler alert, speaking English, being a native English speaker is a skill that you have that people will pay you for. Okay. So these English online things, these English online jobs, they're legit. If you've done proofreading and editing, that's a skill that you can do online. It'll take you anywhere in the world. Yes, thank you. Somebody asked. Yes, thank you for telling them. Yes, we're on the skills inventory. So there's no way that I can name all of the skills that will take you all over the world. There are things that I don't even know about, right? There are rappers, and I've had a rapper on my channel who travels full-time, or not full-time, but who travels as a rapper. I can't name anything. I can't name everything. All right. But if you want to share your skill, mine, let's see. Before YouTube days, I was a virtual assistant. So I can write words for money, right? I found coaches who needed someone to write their stuff. their email newsletters, write their blog posts, write their stuff. And I wrote for them for money. So do a skills inventory. Tisha, I can sing. Boom. Thank you guys. You guys are writing it out. Okay, Ingrid, video editing, literature editing, proofreading, and voiceover. Voiceover is portable. I didn't know that. You can do voiceover work from wherever you are in the world. I always thought you had to be like in this super expensive booth, but you can kind of soundproof things in a little. There are people who carry like a little tiny box that they put their microphone in. They sit in a closet, and you can do voiceover work from anywhere. It's 2020. It's almost 2021, y'all. It's a new day. Like, and there's a woman in Exodus Summit Facebook group who is a voiceover artist, and she is, I'm not going to be able to pull it out of my brain at this moment. But yes, that's a portable skill. I didn't know it was a portable skill. Jessica, cancer registrar, which I can do remotely. It's one of the few jobs in the medical field I could take abroad. Wonderful. I don't even know what that is. Nomadic Jamaican. I currently teach online, considering writing. I started a VA business. Boom. I think I'm a good writer. Tisha, good. Angelic beauty products, writing, editing, proofreading, tutoring, black hair, poetry. Black hair is portable. We talked about that last week in our live stream. You tell people you're coming to their city. You go get on Facebook. You tell every Facebook group in that city, I'm coming to your city, I'm taking appointments. That's a portable skill. Now you got to be careful because we're not supposed to be working in other countries if we're not there on a work permit. You got to keep it to yourself. You got to be quiet. You have to know which countries you can get away with that in and which ones you can't. That's something you would learn in those groups. Budgeting. That is a portable skill. A lot of money stuff, portable. Accounting, bookkeeping, portable skill. Photography. Hairstylist. I have several hustles. My main one will be sewing. Now, let me tell you, I'm trying to get a little subgroup in Exodus Summit of sewers because I buy fabric everywhere I go and I never get anything made. And I would like them to make things for me when I come to their city. Portable. Adelia travels with her sewing machine. Adelia from Picky Girl travels with her sewing machine. She doesn't travel full time. She goes to a place and stays there for months and months, right? So it's different. It's not like she's packing up her sewing machine every 3 weeks and going to a new city. She's in Mexico City right now, or she lives in Mexico City, but she's on vacation in someplace else right now. She's in Baja California del Sur, but that's not the city, that's the state. Okay. Digital media marketing. Portable skill, blog posts, cover letters. Thank you guys. Y'all are in it. Okay. Skills inventory will change your outlook on your ability to move abroad. You do that skills inventory, Los Cabos. Thank you, Francis. Thank you. Los Cabos. Skills inventory will change your outlook, right? So we know the money, or we will know the money by the end of next week. We'll know our dollar figure. Then we have like a list of skills. My paper is blank, don't judge me, but I do have skills. But then we have a list of skills that we can use to make that dollar figure, right? Because all you need to do is hit that dollar figure or more, right? You don't need to start off making 6 figures a month, right? You can get to it, but you don't need to start that to start your expat life. Sewers Unite, please, AZ, please. I need you. Photographer. COVID, yes. TD McLean, COVID has taught us that most skills are portable. A lot of people who fought with their employers to be able to work from home a couple years ago, now their employer's like, oh yeah, by the way, you're working from home for indefinitely. And they're like, I told you, we could have been doing this. Yeah, we've learned that. Yes, and DC Kitty, she left Chiapas and she's in Los Cabos on the beach chilling with her BFF. I'm not jealous, but I'm a little jealous because I've never been to that part of Mexico. I may get there this winter though, perhaps. We'll see. Kim, I have my sewing machine as well. Where is this? We're doing our skills inventory, Dinah. We're writing our own skills inventory. This is not in the toolkit. We're doing this in our notebooks. No, it's not online. Yeah. All right. So I feel like we've done a good job of coming up with our first round of portable skills. Um, the first things that come to us, but there could be even more. Okay. So you do your skills inventory and then you look around, right? You look for work in these areas. Find someone who is you. The best way is just to find someone who's already doing something like that and find out how they're making it work for them, right? If you don't want to do it that way, you can go on someplace like Upwork or I don't know, Upwork is the only one I can think of, and see who's paying for those things. Like we're talking photography and editing, writing, proofreading, right? So you can either get work through a site that already exists as a marketplace for these types of employee or these types, not employees, for these types of people who do these types of things, right? Go to a place where people are buying that or start your own business from scratch. You probably want to do a combination when you're getting started. Dinah, I have a lot of skills I took for granted. I know. Everyone does. Everyone does. That's why you need to hear what other people are doing. Listening to what other people are doing out there is super helpful. I keep saying it, but community is crucial because you just don't know what's going on out there until you hear from a community of people who are like, "Oh, I'm doing this thing. I'm doing that thing. I do the other thing." Okay. So, how do we feel about skills inventory? I think we nailed it. I think we nailed that was step number 4. We set our clear goal. We found some communities that we can become a part of. We know how to find our dollar figure. We have done a skills inventory. Okay, now it's time to get not just a community, but it's time to get a mentor, right? So if you are talking about a specific type of business, like if you really want to be a digital nomad who's a photographer and wants a photography business, you need to find someone who is teaching that on the internet. You need a mentor or coach. I don't know the difference. I think mentor people usually assume is unpaid and a coach is paid, but I don't care. I don't care if you pay them or not, as long as they're helping you. You need to find a mentor. Find a mentor in that thing. Imperative. How do you find a mentor? You can Google it, right? You can get on Skillshare and look for a class. You can ask people in Facebook groups. You may already know someone who's doing it. You may be an Instagram follower of someone who's already doing it. You need to find that mentor. Um, yeah, those are my best suggestions for finding someone who's already making money doing the thing that you want to do. Okay. What did I say? I said Google it, go on a Facebook group, look on a platform like Skillshare where people are teaching things. And yeah, find someone who's already doing that thing. Okay. Again, if you're talking about moving abroad and money, you didn't need to do a skills inventory because money is not the thing. Money, you don't care about money. Or not that you don't care about money, but you don't need to make money to live abroad. Then you can still find a mentor about moving, right? You can still find someone who is good. You can still find someone who can help you one-on-one with your move. Okay. Okay. Says Katrina McGee is her career break coach. Fantastic. Was a speaker in Exodus Summit. She was a speaker. She came back and did a live Q&A, and then she did a live group coaching call on career break planning. Katrina McGee is fantastic. I think she's just, I want to put her link in, but I'm not exactly sure. I'm going to look it up real quick. I think it's just Katrina McGee. GHEE.com. Or she might be Katrina McGee Coaching because Katrina McGee is a common name. She has a name like I have, Stephanie Perry. I would never be able to get stephanieperry.com. I think it might be Katrina McGee Coaching. I'm going to drop her Instagram instead. I'm sorry. Yes. So Rashida Dow is a career break coach. I'm going to give you both of their links. I do one-on-one calls. All right. So if your questions are about house sitting, if your questions are about budget travel, if your questions about moving abroad on a budget, holler at me. Okay. So here's Katrina McGee's Instagram. Here is Rashida Dow's. Let's see, here's where you can find Rashida Dow. Rashida Dow is sheetasontheloose.com. Yes. So get a mentor. Okay. Find someone who's doing the thing that you want to do or has done the thing that you want to do and talk to them. Okay. I don't, you can have more than one, right? You can have more than one. This is the link to book a one-on-one call with me, vicarious.com/call me. Vicarious is my blog name, even though my channel is Stephanie Perry, everything else is Vicarious. So on Instagram, I'm Vicarious. On Twitter, I'm Vicarious. On Facebook, I'm Vicarious. K McGee Coaching. That's right, Janella. Thank you. KMcGeeCoaching.com. I put her, but I did drop her Instagram link, Instagram.com/K McGee Coaching. Thank you. Katrina McGee, career break coach. Rashida Dow, career break coach. Stephanie Perry. I would say I don't use the title career break coach, right? So Stephanie Perry, house sitter school, but also sabbatical coaching, right? Career break coach to me means you need help also with the work piece, right? If you need help with either figuring out how to exit and enter the workforce, if you need help figuring out how to exit and or enter the workforce, those two women, phenomenally helpful, okay? If you don't care about re-entering the workforce, I can help you, right? But I talk budget travel, right? So that's another difference. I can't help you on any expensive place. I've never been to any expensive place. I'm a house sitter. So there's some differences. Follow all of us on Instagram though. You might as well do that. And then you'll be able to see who you want to vibe with. Rashida and I talk to a lot of the same people, right? Because some people want to talk to Rashida about the career break piece. And they want to talk to me about house sitting. We make a great team. Katrina also. So I don't know. I can't stress enough how much I love those two women. They partnered with us. Exodus Summit is Exodus Summit because of Rashida Dow. Katrina's helpfulness and her willingness to just give in Exodus Summit made me such a big fan of Katrina McGee. Okay. So mentorship, important. Find one or several. Right? So you might want to find someone so if you're doing photography for money, find a photographer who is teaching this and take in their information like you take in mine. Okay. It's not going to happen just because you think about it. You're going to have to get some help from someone, and it could be free help. I'm a fan of giving away good stuff for free. Okay. So which you're getting on my channel. So you don't have I'm not saying you have to pay, but you need to find someone, whether it's free or paid. That's all I'm saying about that. Can you house sit while going to school online? Absolutely. House sitting is just staying in the house. I mean, it's just being in the house. So yes, you can house sit while you're going to school online. You can house sit while you are anything else, working online. You can house sit while you're just being a tourist. You can just be a vacationer who house sits. It's low touch or whatever. That's not what I want to say. It's like the requirements out of the day, even in my busiest house sit where I had the most animals, and we're still talking like a couple hours of my day. The rest of my day is mine to do whatever. Okay, D, see you later. Thanks for coming in. That's not a dumb question. Not a dumb question. Francis, Rashida Dow is her coach right now. She's great. I like Katrina's passion for what she does. I wish I could put that on the screen, but I can't. But yes, that's exactly right. We're part of a movement. I'm not kidding. That's not an exaggeration. We're part of a movement. We're part of a movement helping Black women live their dreams. And we're excited about it because we're living our dreams. Point blank. We're already there, and we love to see the rest of us get there. That's it. Whatever that dream is. We announced in our group in Exodus Summit the other day, we announced that we're doing, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this on YouTube yet. Okay. So we announced if you go to the group, you'll see it anyway. We announced that we're doing one-on-one coaching for entrepreneurs, for Black women who want to get their business off the ground so that it can support them and their expat life. Okay. We're doing in-person coaching in Orlando, Florida in April with some experts. We're bringing in coaches to get your business life, right? To get your business to the point where you can live where you want and do what you want, where you can live out your dream. It's called Exodus Breakthrough House. So we've just announced that. If you're in the group, you'll see that video. But the idea that you can take your knowledge and create something that people will pay you for so you can afford to live wherever you want there's been no time in the history of time and earth that's been more possible than it is today. I'm a witness. I make a living from house sitter school, which seems weird. It seems like it wouldn't be possible, right? How can you make a living teaching people to be a house sitter? Who would pay for that? People who want to travel without paying for accommodation, right? So the thing that you have in you to show to other people, to teach other people, you can make a living from it. So Exodus Breakthrough House is about getting you there, right? So that's happening in April in Orlando, Florida. Very small groups, 4 weekends, very small groups. So look out for more information about that. Tanya, hi. I recently subscribed to your page. I'm so glad I did. Thank you. I'm so glad you did too. Thank you. I'm glad to have you here. All right. Let's see. Where are we? Mentors. Okay. We set our goal. We figured out how to find a community. We know how to calculate our dollar figure and we know how to make that money, right? We know we have the beginnings of a move abroad. We have the beginnings of expat life. No, I said 4, but that's 5. Set a goal, community, dollar figure, skills inventory. I skipped that. And then mentorship. All right. These are things that we're doing either live right now or we will have done by the end of the week. And I do expect you to report back by the end of next week is what I mean, if you're watching live. If you're not watching live, I mean the end of this week. Whatever time of the week, day, and week it is. Before today, I didn't even know house sitting was really a thing. I could have been living life long ago. Yeah. So house sitting, so there are paid and unpaid house sits. I need people to be clear on this. Okay. If you watch any of my house sitting videos, I talk about it in depth. I have a whole house sitting playlist here, which I should be able to actually, I don't know. It's going to take me too long, but I have a whole house sitting playlist on house sitting. This house sit in particular is paid. There are some that are unpaid. So I'm taking care of 2 dogs for the entire month of December. I have not yet spent any of my own money. I will next week. So I got here December 2nd. I got in town on November 30th. And then I got to the house December 1st. Yeah. So from December 1st to today, which is 26th, I haven't spent any of my own money because I've just used what I was paid. But next week I will have to buy some stuff and I will have to spend my own money. So technically, you could have done this with 0 cash. All right. I told you. Okay. So I'm going to get my house sitter school playlist. I'm going to drop that in here just so that you'll have it. I think house sitting is a genius life hack. And I recommend it. That's Sophie. There's a dog walker who comes. So it must be time for her to come. Sophie barks at everything. So the lady must be walking in the gate. All right. I'm just reading your notes really quickly. How plausible is it to house sit with a kid? Very. You need someone who can write you a letter of recommendation, who can say your kid is awesome and well-behaved. Very. So I interviewed on my own channel, Tanaj and Tino, who house sat first without their kid and then got their 5-star review and then did a house sit with their kid. He was, I think, 14 at the time, but I am in touch with a woman who house sits with a smaller kid. She might be here in the live stream. Who house sits with a smaller kid. I just haven't had her on the channel yet. But very. With house sitting, all you need is the first house sit, right? All you need is the first house sit with a 5-star review, and then like the world is open up to you. I always say that. I have a program. It's a short video called House Sitter School, which helps you get through the process of booking your first house sit. But if you watch the House Sitter School playlist that I just dropped on YouTube, you're there. All right. But it's very possible. People do it. People house sit with kids. People house sit with pets. They take their pets pet sitting other places. People house sit with their moms or their sisters or their best friends or spouses, whatever. Okay. Nomadic Jamaican. Earlier this year, I registered on Trusted House Sitters. Good, good. They've given me a discount, which I'm going to be putting out the end of, actually, I don't know when, very soon. So make sure that you're subscribed. Okay, make sure you're subscribed to this channel because I'll be putting out the discount very soon. So if you haven't joined Trusted House Sitters yet, you'll be able to join using the discount. My kid is 12. Okay, yeah, it's possible. Yes, there are house sitters with children. I will find some to talk to you directly on this channel. I'm gonna write that down. We got taxes and we got house sitting with kids, but it's not a drawback. It's not. Just like anybody else, some people will take you and say, yes, you can house sit for me. Some people will not, right? Just like with anything else, some people are happy to have me as their house sitter. Some people are like, whatever. You're not a vegan, right? There are people who want a vegan house sitter. I don't want people cooking bacon in my house. They don't book me, right? So house sitting with a kid is possible. Hi, Z or G. Hi, you're extremely underrated and highly efficient. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Spread the word. Spread the word. Tell a friend, honey. Tell a friend. Do I have a monthly group? So I do, but okay. So I do, but okay. So I've talked about She Sabbaticals before here. It's been on and then off and then on again. So it's called She Sabbaticals. But honestly, one-to-one call is the best way to spend time with me, right? A one-to-one call with me is the best way to get to get your plan together. I'm struggling with the monthly membership. Honestly, it's difficult to get to feel like everyone is making progress because people just get lost in the shuffle. And yeah, so I'm struggling with that. I don't know. What do y'all think? I don't know. I'm struggling with the idea of the monthly membership. I like the one-on-one calls, and then we just DM each other and keep keep accountability that way. Yeah, I love the idea of group coaching, but it's not for everyone. Some people just fade away in a group setting, especially when you get some numbers, right? Which is why we're doing Exodus Breakthrough House with such a small number of women at a time. Because anytime you get more than a handful of people, somebody fades out and you just lose them. I don't like that. I don't like that. Yes, AZ, yes. The one-on-one with you was very helpful. Yes, good. And we have another one coming. Yeah. Yes, so that's what's happening. But you can book a one-on-one call with me, vicarious.com/call me. That's really the best way. Oops. If you got the Exodus Summit newsletter this morning, I'm actually giving away a one-on-one call today. So yeah, if you got the email from Exodus Summit, open that up. I'm giving away a one-on-one call today. So yes, DMAT, will it apply to families? Yes. Yes. Even though I'm a family of one, it does apply to families. Yes. Yeah, Dinah, I can easily see myself fading away in a group setting. Yeah. Yeah. I'm really, yeah, I don't like that. I'm that person as well. I remember sitting in a college class and having the professor turn to me and be like, are you not going to ask any questions? Like, you're paying to be here. I know you don't, all of it is not there. You're not getting all of the information. There's got to be some question you need. Are you not going to ask any questions? That's me, right? So I don't know. I don't like it. Oh, Francis. Okay. So Francis, if you go to my Instagram, which is Vicarious, go to my Instagram, You look at my last post, there's that little airplane arrow, that little thing that looks like an arrow. Just hit that button, share it, and that's step one, right? Step one, no, step one, follow me, follow Exodus Summit's Facebook page, share my post, and tag us in the post. You can do it, Francis. Just hit that little arrow on my latest Instagram post. I believe in you. All right. All right. All right. So I keep counting to 6, but we haven't gotten to 6. Set a clear goal, community. Figure out your dollar figure. Skills inventory, mentorship. 6, answer the question of residency. This I know seems like too much for a week, right? Number 6, I don't know. If you're European, you would count it this way, but I'm not European. I count it this way. Number 6 seems like too much for 1 week. Okay, you don't need the answer. You just need to know what your questions are when it comes to residency. Okay, there are plenty of countries out there, like I said, who are into retirement visas and digital nomad visas who are welcoming you. You need to find out if your country is one of those countries or if your country has exorbitant requirements that you're not going to meet. And then you need to shift to another country. Okay, I know that seems like a lot, but it's really just do a quick search and find out. You can do that in the communities that we've just joined. You can Google it. Find out what that country's requirement is for residency. Okay. Now, if that country is France, Costa Rica, Mexico, or Portugal, and maybe the Cayman Islands is a question mark at this point. But if it's one of those countries, we are doing a workshop on residency in that country. We're doing them January and February of 2021. You can sign up here to register for one of those workshops. Come with questions. This is not a place where you come just to find out information. This is a workshop where you're going to come with your specific questions, and you could even give us your questions before the workshop starts, and you're going to get answers about residency for yourself, right? This isn't general information. This is for you. That's why there's a fee. Okay, you're getting attention in this workshop. So if one of those countries is a country that you're considering moving to, come to the workshop. Okay. There are countries where people move to quote unquote without getting any kind of residency. If you're an American passport holder, you can enter Mexico for 6 months and then leave and come right back. And I'm not even talking about leave for a day or leave. You can cross the border and cross right back. So a lot of people don't get residency in Mexico, but that is iffy, right? That you're not secure in that because any day they can change the rules. Okay. So Adelia, who is Picky Girl Travels, got residency in Mexico. And it seemed like a really straightforward process, right? I don't want to call anything easy because I don't want y'all coming back at me and yelling if it's not easy. Seemed like a really straightforward process. She's one of the coaches who's coming in to talk about it in the Mexico workshop. Everyone always speaks so highly of Portugal. It's because it's amazing. It's amazing. Portugal, they advertise 300 days of sun, low cost of living for that area, right? For Western Europe, low cost of living. Because man, I looked at Airbnbs in Ireland. I told you I was going to Ireland in the summer to try to find me an Irish bay. But then I looked up the cost of Airbnbs in Ireland and I was like, maybe not. Okay. But Portugal is inexpensive, comparatively speaking. Good food, nice people, a place where Black people can feel comfortable because there are Black Portuguese people. You're not going to be stared at like in Philippines, another place that I love, right? Philippines, wonderful. People are wonderful, but you're going to get stared at. Portugal, I think, is the total package. If you like beaches or not. Whether you like beaches or not. It's my number one. If I was going to stay someplace for years and years, it would be Portugal. I'm from the East Coast. I'm from Delaware. So it's got what Delaware has that's good. You know, Delaware's on the East Coast. It's on the water. You get fresh seafood all the time. Decent weather during some parts of the year, even though Delaware's weather is more extreme than Portugal's. So add it. Third country on my spot. Add it. Yes. Go report back. Don't be mad at us if you decide to just stay there the whole time during your sabbatical. Don't be mad. We tried to warn you. Yeah, Portugal is amazing. There are a couple of YouTubers who make amazing Portugal content. Cinnamon, whose channel is Driven Spice, just got residency in Portugal. She was a speaker at Exodus Summit. And Our Rich Journey just bought a home in Portugal. I want to say Lisbon, both of them. Fantastic. So to tag me, you just hit tag. Let's see. Okay, so if it's on your Instagram stories, you just type my name, type in @Vicarious. Okay, on Instagram stories. If it's on a post, you when you're creating the post, or even in the caption, you can just put @Vicarious. That's what on the post or on your Instagram stories, just type in @Vicarious and @Exodus Summit. One word. Exodus Summit is one word. That'll tag us. Don't feel silly. You have to ask questions to learn. How about Brazil? For residency, we're not covering Brazil, so I haven't done any research on Brazil yet. I don't know. All I know about Brazil is if you have a baby in Brazil, you get citizenship, which doesn't happen in most of the world. US and Brazil are two of the main places where that happens. Is that helpful? But I don't know yet. But somebody here might know. Yes, nomadic Jamaican. I stayed 2 weeks in Ireland, August 2018. It cost me $1,100 for 2 weeks. Yeah, that's probably less than now, honestly. I looked up, I couldn't find Airbnbs that were under like 1,500 or something like that. No, that's not from, and I mean, 1,500 was like a small studio. $2,000 seemed to be like the going rate for a month in Ireland. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about my 2021 Bay plans. I saw a note about Eastern Europe. Yes, Eastern Europe is cheap too. I've been to Hungary and Serbia, very inexpensive places. Good food. If you're a meat eater, I can't imagine being in those places as a vegetarian or vegan, but maybe. But good food if you like the meats. Okay. Wandering teacher, company that will assist with resident visa in Mexico. Come to the session. Come to the session. The wandering teacher. If you need help with getting your residency visa in Mexico, come. If you're telling me that you know a company that will assist, email me, Stephanie@vicarious.com. But I think you're asking for a company. Just come to the session. Like, I'm not kidding. They're good. Okay. And again, they're at exodussummit.com/workshops. Yeah. She's the main one selling you on Lisbon. Yeah, I think you're talking about Driven Spice. Okay. So, okay, this was so helpful today. MJ, you're welcome. Thank you. I would like to know how to move around during COVID. How to move around during COVID is you need to know the rules. You need to know the rules for the place that you're going. Mexico right now, I flew into Guadalajara and there was no COVID test required. Not that I wouldn't have gotten one, but I didn't have to. No COVID test required. Some places require a COVID test for you to get into the country. Some places require you to also add an app to your phone so they can track you and see who you've had contact with, right? We saw that girl in somewhere in the Caribbean who disregarded their rules and they sentenced her to prison, right? So you have to know the rules where you're going. I wish I had this. Let's see. So there is one resource. A friend, a Facebook friend, or like a blogger friend of mine named Kerwin has put together an app on the rules on different countries, rules for flying in, different countries, rules for while you're there. But let's see. I don't know how it's going to take me too long to find it. So he's Loyalty Travels on Twitter. And let's see if he's recently linked to it on Twitter. And then I can just share that. Come on, Kerwin. Tell me you shared that recently. I can't even remember. I'm sorry. I can't remember what he even called the it's a website, but it's not the loyalty travel site. It's a different website that he made for us. All right. Don't forget next Saturday, we're going to talk about coaching, um, getting coaching clients on YouTube, a coaching business or getting one together in 2021. Come over so that we can I'm sorry, I can't find it. I'm going to put it in the description after the video. So if you're watching the replay, the link to that is in the description, but I can't find it right now. But there are sites where you can find out like the country's requirements. But I'm sorry, I don't have that up for you right now. Okay, next Saturday, coaches. Next Saturday, getting coaching clients on YouTube. Okay, may happen in the morning as opposed to the afternoon. Next Saturday, I'll be out of the house sit and into my Airbnb. I'm going to check out the internet speeds and I'm going to check out what time of day the light is good. Honestly, that's what you have to do when you do things live on YouTube. And so it may happen instead of 4 p.m. Eastern, like I've been doing for the last few weeks, it may go back to 11 a.m. Eastern. I will let you know. So if you're subscribed, I will let you know. You'll see it. You'll see it. Okay, Kath, one more time. Let's repeat the 6 steps. 6 steps. 6 things that we can do this week to become an expat in 2020. Set a clear goal. My goal, right, was to make I will make $1,200 per month writing to fund my digital nomad life. Set a clear goal, find a community, figure out your dollar figure, figure out how much money it's going to take you to be somewhere for a month. I came up with the $1,200 a month number because I know as a house sitter, that's plenty. That's plenty to get me where I'm going. But for you, that dollar figure is going to be different. If you get the toolkit, which is the Work From Anywhere toolkit, which is exodussummit.com/toolkit, you'll see the resources that we use to find out what places cost. Number 4, do a skills inventory, right? The skills inventory will help you find the money that you need. Find that dollar figure through your skills inventory. Number 5, get a mentor. So if you want to take your side hustle into a full-blown business that will support you while you live abroad, get a mentor who does that thing, who teaches that thing. If you want to start house sitting, get a mentor. Book a one-on-one call with someone who instructs people on how to become house sitters. If you want to go to a specific city, live in a specific place, find someone directly whose information you can trust and talk to them about this. Okay, this is separate from community. Mentorship is separate from community. Sometimes you find the mentor in the community, okay? But the mentor is more advanced. The mentor is already there. The mentor has already done the thing. The community is walking beside you. The mentor is the one whose path you're taking. And then you need to find out what your residency questions are. Number 6, find out what your questions are about getting residency, okay? You don't have to find out exactly you're not going to get residency in a week. I know that. What you're going to do is find out what questions you need to have answered, okay? You're going to find out, according to your country that you're planning to or thinking of moving to, or countries, what are the requirements to get residency? Do they have a retirement visa? Do they have a digital nomad visa? Do they have a freelancer visa? Do you need a fiance to get a visa in this place? What does this place require from me? And then what questions do I need to answer or ask and answer to be able to get residency in this place? Thank you. Bless you, bless you, bless you. Angelic Beauty Products has listed Kerwin's website, unfamiliardestinations.com. Is that the actual site to find? Thank you. Let me click on that link. That should be the site with the information. Oh, okay. I'm gonna retype it because YouTube is funny and I don't think your link will be clickable. Thank you. I saw his site and it was super helpful, but then I didn't save it, So where is the resource? Let's click on resources. I don't know. It's supposed to be a list. I mean, it's supposed to be this. Thank you for linking to this, but this isn't the one that I meant. He has a full website on like travel rules right now. I wish I had saved it. Erwin McKenzie is the person who created the site, but he's got so many different websites that it's hard to find. Let's see. Bloom, bloom, bloom. He runs a travel blogger group, which is how I know him, and he's very helpful. Here it is, travelrestrictionsinfo.com. This is what we need. Okay, travelrestrictionsinfo.com. Thank you. Okay, travelrestrictionsinfo.com. All right, that's the site where you can find out travel restrictions for the places that you want to go. And so he's got resources from a few different places, so it's really helpful. So it's got not just the country's restrictions, but the airline restrictions and the airport information as well. You need all of those pieces to work together to find out where you can go during COVID times. Of course, you need to also take your own precautions. These are a minimum of precautions. I came here, I flew in, which I wasn't crazy about, but I did it. And I quarantined or self-isolated here in the house. For 2 weeks. The housekeeper came in on my 14th day. It might have been my 13th day. And I was like, wow, I haven't talked to anyone in 13 days. I'm so glad to talk to you. Yeah. So you need to take, I would take more precaution than the minimum, but this is the list of the minimum. Travelrestrictionsinfo.com. So we appreciate Kerwin for coming through with that. Okay. I think we've nailed it. Another helpful video. Okay, so we know the 6 steps we can take this week. Some of these steps are already done. I hope that you've already set your clear goal. If not, fix it. Clear it up, right? If it's not a clear goal, it's not a goal. Okay. I've said this, travel more is not clear enough. You need to be specific. If you want to leave the country, say you want to leave the country. Like if you want to move out of the country, say it. If you want to take a sabbatical for 6 months or 12 months or 18 months, say those words, write them down, say them. Don't just say them to yourself. Find a community of people that you can say them to. Number 2 is find a community. Find people who can walk alongside you. Number 3, get your dollar figure together. We know how to figure that out. That's something you can do in a week. That number is going to be adjusted here and there, but you can get a firm grasp of how much money it's going to take you within a week. That will take you very far because your skills inventory will then come in and say, well, here's how you can make that amount of money. Here's how much you need. Here's how much you can make. Get a mentor and then work on answering the residency question. Okay. All right. I think we did it. I'm looking through your comments. Nothing. Okay. I did enable Super Chat. I don't think anybody used Super Chat. So next week, I'm going to go back over to Ecamm so that I can put your comments on the screen because I miss doing that. I miss doing that. So next, don't yell at me next time. I don't know if you're here. It was Keisha and Duala. Don't yell at me next time for not having Super Chat enabled because nobody used it and I couldn't put your comments on the screen. I'm gonna go back to Ecamm where I can at least put the comments on the screen. Okay. Thank you so much. I was at the grocery store, nervous about missing the live. My battery's almost dead. Okay. Yeah, check it out. It'll be here. That's the magic of YouTube. That information is here. It's here for anybody. So if you found this helpful, share it with someone. Share it. Yeah. I'm sharing with you. It's your responsibility to share it with someone else. Yeah. Yeah. I'm saying it's your responsibility to share it with somebody else. Okay. We're going to do 2021 our own way. We're going to do our thing in 2021. Thank you, Dwala. Okay. Now you're using the super chat emojis. Thank you. All right. You're welcome, friends. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you so much for participating. Again, it doesn't work if you don't participate. So thank you so much for participating. We've got your goals. You have listed your goals out for us. We have agreed on your goals. We are in agreement with you. I quoted from the Bible. If you were here, if you weren't here, I read a scripture over it. It's done. Okay. It's done. Is there difficulty being an online student abroad? No, you just need good internet access. Those resources that I listed will tell you, those resources from the Work From Anywhere toolkit will help you also as a student from anywhere. They'll tell you how you can find out what internet speeds are like in different cities. You just need good internet speed, which surprisingly you can get in a lot of the world. I'm live streaming from Mexico. I'm not even in the house, right? Things slowed down for a little bit, but it's because my computer's running out of my laptop is dying, or the battery's dying, but it's not the internet speed. So in a lot of the world, you can get great internet. Kim, I read Matthew. Now I lost it. Matthew 18 through 20 from the Message translation of the Bible. Again, if you don't want to hear somebody read from the Bible, mute me for 15 seconds. Okay. But the Message translation, it says, take this most seriously. A yes on earth is a yes in heaven. A no on earth is a no in heaven. What you say to one another is eternal. I mean this. When two of you get together on anything at all on earth and make a prayer of it, my Father in heaven goes into action. When 2 or 3 of you are together because of me, you can be sure that I'll be there, right? If the King James says, bind it on earth, I'll bind it in heaven. Loose it on earth, I'll loose it in heaven. It's done, right? It shall be done, right? I think that's how it ends. Yeah, so we're 2 or 3 together, more than 2 or 3 together, in agreement. It's done. It's done. So I hope that you wrote down your goal. I hope you wrote it down. I mean that. I mean, I'm not kidding. Write it down. Share it with us if you feel comfortable. If you don't feel comfortable sharing it with us, just tell us that you wrote it down. And then it's done. You do it. Finish those 6 steps and it's done. Report back. I always say that. Report back. It's done. So I'll report back on my goal, which was making money as a writer. I'll tell you. So December of 2021, we'll see. We'll see how well it was done. Thank you, Angelic Beauty Products, for writing that down. That's it. Matthew 18 through 20. All right. I got to go. Thanks so much, friends. The dog walker didn't come, so I guess I got to go walk the dogs. Again, next week, getting coaching clients from YouTube. If you're talking about anything where you need to market your business online, be with us next Saturday. Okay. Bye, friends. Thank you. Thank you again.